guys, welcome to another 8-bit face-off kerfuffle, and this week I'm going to be taking a look at a Bubble Bus software game called Wizard's Lair. This was released on the Commodore 64, the ZX Spectrum, MSX and Amstrad. So anyway, let's crack on. Right, kicking things off, let's take a look at the Amstrad version. This game was programmed by Steve Crow. I don't know if this particular version was, but it was certainly, the original was programmed by Steve Crow, who went on to do, oh, you know what, I can't even remember the name of the game. It's a kind of platformy type thing. I can't remember the name of it. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But yeah, you can see here, this game has been heavily influenced by Attic Attack on the Spectrum. Attic Attack is one of my favourite Spectrum games. I think it's a lovely looking game. It's quintessentially Spectrum. It's got lovely graphics, and more importantly, it's just really good fun to play. Now, I'm not quite sure what's going on with the colour in this one. I mean, the Amstrad's got a lovely colour palette, but you know what? If somebody showed me this and said this was a PC DOS version, I would have probably believed them, because, or even possibly an Apple II, or the Apple machine. The colours just look a bit, I don't know, just a bit horrible. It's all kind of yellow and reds going on there. If I didn't know differently, I would have thought the game possibly hadn't loaded properly, but I'm assuming this is what it looked like. Things Amstrad's got a lovely, lovely, vibrant colour palette. You know, it's one of the nicest, it's got one of the best colour palettes out there in any machine. Well, certainly the 8-bit machines. But I'm not sure about the colour. Anyway, enough about the colour. I mean, graphics are well defined. Plays well, sounds okay. So yeah, you've got your lives, you've got keys, you've got different jewels and rings. I don't really know what the purpose of the game is other than to kill stuff and basically run to the next level. So anyway, yeah, that's an Amstrad one. It's nice, but the colour's a bit bleh. Right, now this, I believe, is the very first version to come out. You see there's Steve Crow, 1985. Let's go Kempston joystick. Let's start the game. I like the sound actually, that's really nice. This could only be the Spectrum one. And I mean that in a good way. Nice use of colour, well defined graphics, it's got that quirky Spectrum sound. It could only be the Spectrum. Yeah, like I said, it does look very, very similar to Attic Attack, but that's, you know, that's not a bad thing. Attic Attack's a lovely game, and you know, I think this game did rate fairly highly when it came out. Seems to play slightly quicker than the Amstrad one, I think. It's a tough old game this, because I mean you've got limited energy, you've got 5 lives, you've got limited energy, and more importantly you've got limited even weaponry. You can see there the little weaponry bar at the top. That does gradually deplete the more bullets are firing. Now when I was playing the Amstrad one there, I was just going hell for leather. I didn't realise that that your ammo wasn't unlimited. So you need to try and don't be too trigger happy. Now I'm sure back in the day people would have mapped this game, you know, that's the only way to really play it. Unless you're playing it constantly, you would get to know where to go, but I'm just running about like a headless chicken here, just going into any room that I can basically get into. I'm not quite sure what your main character's supposed to be, you know, like some sort of space alien thing, I don't know. Oh, picked up wings of some sort, and I'm dead. Yeah, lovely version, really nice version. That was the Spectrum. Right, moving on, MSX. Now the MSX, I believe, does share the same processors as Spectrum, so a lot of games that come out in Spectrum, or on the MSX I should say, are exactly exactly. I was going to say exactly identical. They're identical, but fortunately this one does. It's using the nice MSX colour palette. Now I've got to say I'm using the keys here. It's cursor keys, so I'm going to be completely pants at this, or more pants, I should say. But well-defined graphics, really, really nice. Now it looks like this is a Spanish version I'm playing. I don't think you really need to be able to speak the language to play this game. It should be fairly simplistic. Blimey, this one seems tougher. Well, it could possibly be because I'm using keys, but I don't know. Starquake, that's it. That's the game that I was trying to remember earlier on. Yes, Starquake was a game written by Steve Crow, and again, that was one. I'll actually need to do a neat bit face-off kerfuffle with that one. Blimey, that doesn't give you much a chance. Top tip, don't stand and not move next to doors because you're just going to die. Right, I'm going to have another quick shot because that was way too difficult. But yeah, you could absolutely be forgiven for thinking that this was Attic Attack. I mean, you know, they've absolutely just plagiarised it. It's silly, but you know, you don't mind when the new game is as good as this. And this is a lovely little game. A lot of fun to play. So anyway, yeah, that's the MSX one. And the very last one is the C64 one. Now I think I had that back in the day, can't remember. And this one looks nice. Nice clear graphics. I do like the use of colour in this one. I think it's probably the most colourful looking one. Seems to play that wee bit snappier than other versions as well. Funny thing was, the C64 never got a release of Attic Attack, certainly not officially, but it did get a version about a year ago, and it's a homemade version and it's absolutely fantastic. I'd probably go as far as to say it's better than the Spectrum one. That's no small feat. I don't know why I died there. Can you get down that well? I'm not quite sure. Yeah, the baddies in this game are just, I don't even know what you would call them. They're just completely random little things. They don't seem to bear any resemblance. That's like killer spider webs or something. What was that? A kind of wizard or something on a broomstick or a witch? Please enter the level you're required to be transported to. Oh, he's not taking numbers. Right, okay. Right, bollocks. Oh, that's quite good. I didn't actually realise you could do that. I don't know if these baddies just keep coming. I'm not quite sure. I think they do actually. I'm getting back at myself here. Anyway, that's the C64 one. Yeah, let's go and do a little summary and see what we think's the best one. So yeah, you can see there, ZX Spectrum top left, top right is the C64, MSX is bottom left, and Amstrad is bottom right. Spectrum one, lovely game. That was the original version. Really nice, plays well. It's got great use of colour. C64 one looks the part. It's got really nice colour. MSX one, again, looks lovely. Nothing wrong with that at all. The Amstrad one, I mean graphically wise, they all look superb. But I'm going to knock a couple of points off the Amstrad one because I don't like the colour. It just looks horrible. Which is a shame because the Amstrad has got a beautiful colour palette and it could have quite easily have been the most colourful one. Now, I'm kinda tempted to say if you're going to play it, go for the original. The Spectrum one, But given that I'm trying to, well, in my opinion, see what I think is the best 8-bit version, I'm going to stick my neck out and say I think the C64 one is best. It's got probably the best music, possibly slightly the best sound, but the graphics just look nice, and I do like the use of colour. So I think if you wanted to play this game, you can pick any of them apart from Amstrad one, which is horrible looking, and you will not be disappointed. But if I was going to play one, I would go for the C64 one. But yeah, anyway, listen guys, as always, I hope you enjoyed watching the video. Until next time, thank you very, very much for watching.